Good evening. This is my old 86 cr80. It wasn't. I got this from a junkyard. It was a center section from. It didn't have no forks on it, no fender, no front tire. It was just from here. The neck goes down through there, comes down, goes up through here, comes back, goes up through there. Not even the back. The back comes a part there. You can take that off. You can take that off from here to here, and that back section will come off, and that front's by itself with just a motor and a pipe. Well, the motor was on it. It was set up on a big pile of metal, and I could see it gleaming. And it was a grapple. Had tracks on it, had a grapple hook on it. I told the guy driving the grapple, I was working for D.H. Griffin Wrecking Company. Best job I ever had. You get paid to fuck shit up. Go to a building and tear it all to hell. Gotta love it. Who in the hell don't want to take a bulldozer and run through a building? Fun as hell. Loved it. Best job I ever had. Well, I was driving a truck bringing some scrap back one day. Went down on the yard, and they had a big old pile of stuff there. And this was sitting on it. But it wasn't nothing, like I said, but this part here, up through here, no gas tank, no seat, none of this stuff. I bought these parts off of eBay. Little by little by little by little. Front forks, fender, the number plate, the gas tank, the seat, the number plate for this side, but this whole section came together. So luckily I got that. The pipe. But anyway, getting back to the bike, I had a cr80. I've always collected somewhat of motorcycles and stuff like that, but this is one I've always wanted. I've always wanted the 87 because 87 had disc brakes on the front instead of drum. This one's got the 86. I can make it an 87, and so I'll do is change the put disc brakes here. Disc brakes here, and I think it was steel drum in the back. Well, that's steel drum. The front works, but the back don't. I need to put some brakes on it, but I need to put an air clean in it. It runs perfect. Crank it up now if it wasn't 3 o'clock in the night and Amy's in the bed. If it wasn't for that, I go out there and crank it up. But it runs great. Really great. I just put these on it the other day. Some new, them's new. I need to get another one of them. That's broke. Other ones, the tips broke off that one too. But that one's a new one. I've just bit and pieced this together and got what I got. Took all this and went over it with a clear coat, sanded it down a little bit, and that number plate, you can't find this stuff no more. This same motor, I think all the way up to 92 is the same thing. From 86 all the way to 92 is pretty much identical. So any part off that will work on that. But when I got this bike, I took it out there to the shop, put a carburetor and a gas tank, which didn't fit, but it was set up there. Put a carburetor off of a YZ80. Kicked it about 3 times and she fired up. It still had the coil and everything on it. I don't know why it was in a junkyard. Have no clue. But it was there. And this is what I come home with that, and throughout the years I've been buying parts and pieces for it. I've put a new stator on it. Had to put that on it. I got the side, I got a bolt I gotta put there. The gas tank ain't on all the way. I need a that cover there. I looked it up the other day, and now in Joe Biden America, that cover's done went way up. I was thinking it was gonna go down, and this fairing to go on this side. I need that. It actually bolts to the gas tank here. That's what really makes this bike look good, I think, is that fairing for the water-cooled tank. That I need one of them so that bolts onto the tank. But everything else on it is pretty good besides the tires. Now the tires is hard as you've ever seen. I don't know nothing that quite can be this hard. They ain't pumped up. They ain't got a bit of air in it whatsoever. They're so old that they're shiny. And that thing, I can ride it like this. Even with my fat ass on it, I can ride it. And it'll knock you off of it if you don't, from first to second, and then you go to third. When a power band comes in on it, which is reed valve, that will it'll throw your ass off of it, even though I'm 260 pounds. I wish I could lose some. But yeah. Little bastard's pretty badass. I got a new filter I need to put in it. They take the seat off of it, and I got a new filter to go in it. It ain't even got one in it. The box and everything there, I had, like I said, when I bought it, all this was together. I bought this back in here, and the mono shock come with it with that expansion chamber there. And it rides, and it brake. And I think I had to buy that pig separate. Had to buy the pipe separate. When I brought it in, it didn't have a pipe on it, and I took the pipe off the YZ and put it on it, which didn't really fit, but it was just enough to put the spring on it to get it and see if it would run. Sure enough, kicked it about 4 times, and it cranked right up. No trouble. Ram, 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 ram. But it runs good. Runs perfect. I got a rebuild kit for it. I bought that a while back. I got all the gaskets for it and everything. The biggest trouble they had with these bikes was the water pump right there. The seal would go bad up underneath it, and water would leak into the motor. And I'm wondering, I've asked a few questions to some guy up in Pennsylvania that I can't think of his name. But he restores bikes. He got a great old big bike collection. Great old big one. He sells them too. Restores them and sells them. I can't think. He's got a mullet and wears a like USA 1 cape. I can't think his name, but he's on YouTube here. But he restores bikes and everything. And you can't afford to buy no parts from him. He's just way too damn high. Just way high. But anyways, I just wanted to show y'all that. I've been restoring that for years. Little pieces here and there. I looked for that cover. They had one on that the other day, but it didn't look really good. So I kind of let that slip by. I think you're wanting like $70 for it now. They had a really decent one when Trump was in there. I should have bought it. But I was kind of waiting for one in a better shape than that, even that one. But I reckon I can't wish for but too much. But I want to get a new front end. I think I can put the I might have to buy new shocks for this, for the disc brake setup. I want to put the disc brake setup on it. So I have to change the I'd have to put the reservoir up here, run the pipe down, and I think you got to have the shocks for that. I might keep it drum brake. I don't know. But yeah. It's a really cool little bike. It's got a lot of power to be what it is. I've always wanted one. A friend of mine, Buddy Brooks, had one when he was little. I was younger than they are. I was like 4 years younger, and they had one. His daddy bought him one brand new in '86, and it just I rode it even back then, and we all loved it. He had that, and another friend had a air cooled RM80. But hell, that was big for us back then. But yeah, there it is. Hard to come by, believe me. All right, then, y'all have a good day. Pretty much all restored '86 model. It's kind of period correct, I guess. But what it's got on it, I'd like to make it into '87. See that? 86. Yep. I got a book on it. I had a book on it before I even had the bike. Worked on a few of them. But there it is. I tell you one thing, I love that little thing. It's like my Chevrolet of dirt bikes. I've always wanted that one. I have had a CR125 just like this. I've had a CR250 just like this. But I don't know why I got rid of them. I always loved the 80 more than I did any of them. Even though the 250 was badass, especially I loved the gray, the orange, and the blue. Loved it. I never did really like when it came out with that white, but whatever. They was good too. My nephew had a really clean CR80. It was the 85 white one. Really clean. Really, really, really clean. But it's the best we can get now, I guess. Alright then, y'all have a good day. Appreciate you looking in on me. I ain't trying to gloat or nothing. I don't hardly ever ride it. It's just something to have. I've always wanted. It runs. I'd like to know if to store it thing, and I know somebody's gonna come in and say store it without the coolant in it, and maybe that seal will last. I don't think either way, with or without, it's going to end up being the same thing. It's going to go when it goes. It's like a capacitor. It's going to go. It's like us. We're going to go. Everything's got a life expectancy to it. I don't know if that's going to make it last long or worse. I can actually take that off and put a new one in it since I already got the kit. I need to go and buy another seal kit for it and have that. But I mean, that's my kid's toy. That and the four-wheelers I got. But I like this more than I do them. Alright then, y'all have a good day. Later.